Hey guys, welcome back to another video. In today's video I'm just going to talk about 10 things that I take on every single ride that I go on, basically regardless of if it's a gravel ride or a road ride. I run both my bikes tubeless, as you would have been told in the last video. So yeah, I'm just going to go over 10 things that I take on every ride. Let's get into it. So number one being a tubeless puncture repair kit. Now I run the Muc-Off one. Comes with plenty of bacon strips. Just you gotta basically put a bacon strip in the plug, shove it in the hole if you get a puncture that doesn't seal with the sealant. So yeah, that's definitely item number one on the list. Moving on, I would definitely say item number two is a tube. You never want to get stuck anywhere with a puncture you can't fix and then not have a tube to put in. So personally, I usually carry these Tubolito tubes because they're very compact and super light. So they really don't take up much weight, whether you're carrying them in a pocket on your back or if you're carrying them in a saddlebag. It doesn't add much weight to the overall system, so I take the Tubolito one over a standard butyl inner tube, but the butyl ones will still obviously get you home. The next thing I take is specifically the Wolf Tooth pack pliers, which are Masterlink pliers. In order to get your chain off, if for some reason you have to get your chain off, or if you snap your chain or anything like that, this will help you get it back together. With on that note being the fourth thing that I take with me are Masterlinks, which actually do sit inside of the pliers themselves. So these two can just sit hand in hand. And the other reason why I enjoy taking these specific pliers is because the other side is a tire lever. Now that's going to explain my next item, and why I only take a singular tire lever is so that these are my two tire levers if I have to get a tire off. Now I have never had a bad enough puncture where one, I couldn't get home or I've had to take the tire off completely, but I have had them where I had to get it out to get an inner tube in, and sometimes it's easier with two tire levers in order to get that done. So this is just a more compact way of carrying tire levers with Masterlink pliers and Masterlinks themselves. So the next thing would definitely be a multi-tool. This specific one is the Crank Brothers F15. It comes with a chain breaker tool, which also has spoke wrenches on the bottoms in case you need to tighten your spokes. It comes with more generic multi-tool, which has a ton of different tools on them, and then the case itself can act as more leverage if you're trying to pop a pedal off. But then there's also a bottle opener as well. So this is definitely by far my favorite mini tool. Definitely not the lightest one. It's got a decent amount of weight to it, but it's quality. So yeah, I take it on every gravel ride I go on. For the road, I take a much smaller one because you shouldn't necessarily hit as much punctures on the road or as big of a puncture on the road as you will off-road. But yeah, I definitely take this with me. So all the items that I've just showed, those will sit in my saddlebag, which this is number 7 on the list. For sure, always a saddlebag. Now this specific one is not the cheapest option, but this is the one that I run, which is the lead out saddlebag, specifically with the race light. It is very light. It has a nice Voile rubber strap to it. Everything that I've said so far fits in here, and it goes right up underneath the saddle, out of the way. Doesn't touch your legs, doesn't touch anything. Everything's there if you need it. Get it off quickly, open it up. Easy to pack and unpack. The next thing is definitely a mini pump. Now this I usually just carry in one of my back pockets, or if I'm running a regular t-shirt, I'll wear cargo bib shorts in order to hold this. I will never go anywhere without this because you never know when you need to either top up air or in order to put air into your inner tube. So yeah, this specific one is a Lezyne. This is the Pocket Drive high volume, so this is the one that I take for gravel. Now there is a smaller one which is another pocket drive one, which is the high pressure, which is the one that I take for the road. Just got a smaller footprint. And yeah, so I would never leave home without a mini pump. These last two are definitely less tools and more, I could never ride without it. That being, one is food. This specific one is a bar, but usually gels. I never go on a ride, even if it's just a casual ride, without something in case that day you just all of a sudden start not feeling great. You want to have something with you in order to eat. Now, you could go and just have a cafe stop or a convenience store stop, and that would get the job done as well. But I usually always carry food with me, especially if it's a long day planned. You always got to be intaking somewhere between 50 and 100 grams of carbs an hour if you're going out for multiple hours throughout the day. Yeah, and then the final one I would say is a cycling computer, which for me specifically is the Garmin 1040. This thing is awesome. The screen is huge. I will do a more in-depth video on this in the future, but this thing is awesome. It gets me through all my rides. It lays out all the data. I've customized the screen so I can see exactly what I want on each screen as you can scroll through them. And you just get all the data. Now, I'm a very numbers-driven person, not just for working out, but in real life, I prefer numbers to words, that's for sure. So being able to see the data live is awesome. But yeah, those are the 10 things that I will always take with me on every single ride. I hope you've enjoyed, and if you have any questions about any specific items, put them down below. The list will be in the description with links to the majority of items. Obviously not some of them, because they'll be specific to what chain you're running, or I mean any generic tire level will work. So yeah, I hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you in the next one.